Tonight they are going head-to-head. Big things are happening in Miami, Florida. The crowd is ready. The athletes are ready. 14.2 is open and ready for fitness.
Ten seconds. All right, Miami, let's get loud for these guys. Make some noise. 3, 2, 1, go!
And 14.2 is underway. Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet versus Talayna Fortunato. Now, we're starting this off with 10 overhead squats at 65 pounds for the women, 95 pounds for the men, and then moving on to 10 chest-to-bar pull-ups. It's a couplet, but we're only doing 2 rounds in 3 minutes.
And as I expected, those women went unbroken on their overhead squats. It's a very light weight for these athletes, and they're going to do their pull-ups unbroken here as well. But Chase, this round, it will not be what we see. What we see here will not be what we see in later rounds, for sure. Not
for these two ladies. Rep for rep, no surprise here. 65 pounds is nothing for these athletes. We've got a snatch of, 200 pounds or 190 pounds for Camille, 185 for Talayna. And these are our 2 best chest-to-bar female athletes considerably in the CrossFit Games.
That's why this matchup is awesome for here for tonight. And what they're doing right now for this first round of 3 minutes, they want to maximize their rest time. They both love competing. They love this atmosphere. But had I be their coach and tell them a little advice, I would probably say, take it easy. Treat this first 3 minutes as a warm-up. They both had the adrenaline, the crowd, the lights. They didn't want to already fall behind, if you want to say. But if this workout's a little different when they have 3 minutes on each segment.
Well, round 1 is down. Both ladies finished. Camille's around 109. Talayna was around 110. They have 90 seconds until the next round begins. So as an athlete, we're looking at both techniques here. Look at Camille is on your right and Talayna will be on your left.
Both using that butterfly pull-up, real nice and fluid. This is the fastest way to complete a chest-to-bar pull-up.
And like we said before, these are chest-to-bar pull-ups, something we've seen in the CrossFit Games Open the last 4 years. So it's no surprise to see it. For me personally, I am surprised to see it now, right? I'm always waiting for that Fran ladder or that Fran couplet, that ascending that we had last year. So this kind of throws everything off.
It does. But for these girls, you saw their reactions. They were excited. They wanted to get on that bar, do their pull-ups. They're both very strong at these movements. And I think we're going to see some strategies come into play now as they get a little more tired, a little more winded. Taking deep breaths. They still look composed, but it's going to get bad fast.
So 30 seconds until round number 2 starts. We're moving the reps up. We had 10 overhead squats and 10 chest-to-bar pull-ups for 2 rounds in the first 3-minute AMRAP. Now we're moving to the second. We're going to amp up the reps. 12 overhead squats, 12 chest-to-bar pull-ups, but still 2 rounds.
And that was the curveball that they both that was it. They were ready for 10 and 10, see how long they could go, but that curveball, you could see Talayna's face.
1, go!
Couplet round number 2 underway. 12 overhead squats and 12 chest-to-bar pull-ups for 2 rounds. I'm assuming we're going to see the same thing we saw in round number 1, where both ladies are just going to go as fast as they can and unbroken.
They're still trying to keep pace with each other and push themselves. You can see Camille's trying to make sure every rep counts, taking a look at her judge. There's no room for error in later rounds, so you need to make sure you get that range of motion set now so that you can feel where that bottom part of the squat is.
That's a good point, because range of motion, right? The reps won't count unless they pass through the full range of motion, as they showed earlier. Making sure the hip crease gets below the knee and standing up all the way. Now, for a 10 and 10 or 12 and 12, it might not make that big of a difference, but these ladies are looking at round 4, right? I want to get to the 16. I want to get to the 18. I want to get through the 20. They don't have a lot of room for error in those later rounds.
And that's where all the separation is going to happen on the leaderboard in those later rounds.
Just past the 1-minute mark for round number 2. Both ladies off the bar, unbroken, just as we thought. And they're moving on to their second and final round of 12 chest-to-bar pull-ups.
And surprising to me, it actually looked like Camille took those overhead squats a little more relaxed. Talayna there chose to break and get off the bar. We're already seeing some deviation in their strategies. And this is just the beginning.
Camille done in just about a minute 15. Talayna seems like she's taking a break at 6. Now, we might have to keep our eye. Was that a planned break, or are we already starting to feel these reps add up?
Well, Chase, remember, they just were told the announcement. They did not have a chance to digest all of this. They didn't really think too much about it, except for in their heads, they were thinking last year. They look in their faces, oh, again. They're thinking 13.5. However, this is very different because if you go faster, you're not gaining that extra time. You always go back to those 3 minutes and you have to rest. So there's no need to push too hard here in the beginning.
We have 1 minute until the next section. We just finished our 12 overhead squats and 12 chest to bar pull-ups. Cammie's on the right. Talayna is on your left. You can see two different styles.
And here you see where it looks like Camille's just dialing in. She's not even paying attention to Talayna, going at her own speed, which is the best thing you can do in this workout.
And on the left, you see that's where Talayna came off the bar. Now, she had 7 reps to go. You see Chuck Carswell on the back with his hand in the air with 5 reps left. That's to indicate how many reps. They usually put it up for the last 5.
And it looks like that was planned. It looks like she probably thought, while she's up there, what am I doing? I don't need to push so hard. Once chest to bar pull-ups go away, they go away and they're hard to get back. However, these are 2 of the best. We're not going to see that right away, but they still need to be mindful of it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Round number 3. 14 overhead squats at 65 pounds into 14 chest bar pull-ups for 2 rounds. And you see Camille having her eyes down, trying not to focus on what's in front of her and just trying to get her reps.
That would be the best strategy in my opinion. Focus on yourself. It's so hard to do when you're this close to another athlete, but you have to know yourself. You have to know where you're going to break down and where you need to go with your pacing.
Now the reps are starting to add up. You can see that overhead position getting a little bit more shaky. Now we're on to 14 chest bar pull-ups. Talayna Fortunato's on your left in the pink sports bra, and she breaks. Now we have to see. It looked like that was 7 again. We'll have to keep count here, and it was. So it seems she might be going 7-7, where Camille goes unbroken again.
Talayna's posted on her blog. She's doing chest to bar pull-ups all the time. She knows where she needs to break. She knows what her capabilities are on that bar.
Both females now on to the second round of 14 overhead squats. We're starting to see the fatigue slowly set in here. Talayna Fortunato on your left, Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet on your right. Camille on your right has 4 reps left to go. This will be her. She's been going unbroken since the start.
And you know, I predict that with these overhead squats, we're going to see the unbroken. It's going to be on the pull-up bar we see the breakdown, but it will be interesting to see if Talayna ever chooses to put down that overhead squat bar.
Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet on your right, still cranking through, and now she will break for the first time at the 7.5-minute mark in round number 3.
Good, timing it out very well, making sure they don't rush to get right back up there because they want bigger chunks of pull-ups here.
And there you see, after the second round, where Camille had beat Talayna by a significant amount of time in round number 2, both of them come up the bar at the same time in round number 3. So looking back in 2, maybe Talayna has a little bit of a game plan not to burn out too early, where Camille's really coming out of the gates pretty hot right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you know what? It's now that in this rest time that they're actually having time to think a little more. They didn't have that in the beginning. They were kind of all out of it. But right now they're actually thinking, what did I do? And what can I do in the next round to help myself out?
And the next round is coming up quick. Athletes only have 30 seconds left. We saw in round 1, they had 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Now here's where we're going to start to see either, do they have a game plan? Do they not? Is it just fatigue? Are they going to do whatever it takes? The round is 16. Going into that 18th round is where they're going to try to set themselves up for success in the next 3 minutes.
And this is why this workout is so evil, because the better you are, the worse it feels. It hurts so much more.
3, 2, 1, go!
3 rounds down. We are now into the 4th round. 16 overhead squats, 16 chest to bar pull-ups for 2 rounds. They only have 3 minutes to complete the work. There was a lot of rest in the beginning, but these are the big rounds, rounds 4, 5, and 6.
Chase, you mentioned their overhead squat weight, their snatch weights, 185, 190. That's huge weight overhead that they're capable of doing. But I'm not sure how often they're doing high volume, lightweight. This is all going to be on legs, though. They're just stabilizing the bar, and that's a lot of legs, but it still takes a lot out of you if you're not used to practicing that.
Starting round number 4, both ladies went unbroken on the overhead squats. Neither one has broke there, but we've seen a lot of breaking here on Talayna's side on the left, and not so much by Camille on the right. And it seems she went unbroken again on the first set here of this couplet.
And as the crowd cheers for her, I think we're going to see a lot more of that as long as she can hold on to it, especially in that first set of the couplet, first couplet.
Now with that unbroken set for Camille, where Talayna broke it up in 2, Camille only got 1 extra rep on her going into the overhead squat. So we're going to see this kind of cat and mouse game going on between these two ladies.
And that's where this kind of workout, there's no place to hide. It's not like you can see who's getting ahead or who's fatigued. One person could be just dying inside, but keep your face calm and cool, and the other won't know it.
And here's where the reps are going to start to really pile up. 16 and 16, 32 total for this round alone, and they both go unbroken for 16. We have 90 seconds left in round number 4, and Talayna Fortunato is now the first one to the pull-up bar.
Staying consistent. And that's a true sign of a very veteran athlete and competitor. She knows under the pressure not to deviate from her plan, stick with what works, keep her 7, keep her 6. She might have to lessen it here as we go along, but she knows what she's doing.
Talayna Fortunato, 5 reps left to go. Camille now 5 reps left to go. And we just have under 1 minute left in this round, so there's still a lot of time when we think about how much time they have in between. They have plenty of room here. We are adding a lot more rests, but 18, we're trying to do the math earlier. It's going to take unbroken on the squats and very little breaks on these pull-ups to get through this round of 18.
You can see Camille's face here. She's taking it in, trying to gain her composure for this next set. She knows it's going to be a big one.
This is where we might see some big separation. 15 seconds left to go, and we are about to start round number 5.
10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go!
And round number 5 is on the way. Minutes 12 through 15. Both ladies now completing 18 overhead squats, 18 chest to bar pull-ups.
And I just love this. This is why this is such a great test of fitness, because it's unknown and they have to adapt. These women know overhead squats. They know chest to bar pull-ups. But in this setup, they're not doing this. They're not doing this in training. They're not adding reps, but keeping that time domain the same.
Talayna Fortunato on your left, keeping a nice, even pace through these 18, but Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet has slowed down significantly, and there you see a no rep, not getting that depth needed. She is starting to come apart at the seams.
And you know, Talayna even made mention, she told us she was looking for more high-skilled movements in the open. She made mention to an overhead squat. She'd love to see it. Well, she got her wish tonight. She looks great on her range of motion on the overhead squats. Nice and controlled there.
We have 2 minutes left in this round. The ladies are just starting to get into the middle of their 18 chest to bar pull-ups. Now, if they were to finish this, they're totaling up 280 reps. That's 140 chest to bar pull-ups. Last year, the most that they ever did was between 100 and 120 chest to bar pull-ups.
And that goes to show how much more fit these women are this year. Every year they just get stronger and stronger. And Camille last year was in that event, 13.5. She won that. She's going off that adrenaline.
Camille LeBlanc has just got to the bar at the halfway mark, so she's going to need to get through these overhead squats and back to that pull-up bar a little bit faster than she did the first time. I'm not sure if she was pacing it to save more for the second round, but Talayna Fortunato on your left with 3 reps left is being very smooth and consistent.
And I am surprised to see how much time and how much focus Camille's really taking here on the overhead squats.
1 minute left, and Camille breaks on overhead squats for the first time, and Talayna Fortunato with 50 seconds left is trying to get 18 reps before the time cap.
And that could be it right there, Chase. That could be where Talayna makes her move. stayed consistent with breaking up those reps. And she's still looking strong on the bar.
Talayna Fortunato, 7 reps away from 280. She has 30 seconds. Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet has yet to get off and now she has only 30 seconds to get 18 chest-to-bar pull-ups. If anybody can do this, it's Camille. 20 seconds.
Oh, and it looks like she ripped. That is so uncharacteristic for her to fall and jump off the bar like that.
Talayna finishes with under 15 seconds. Camille is 10 reps away.
And she's fighting for them, everyone.
And Camille LeBlanc is out. She does not advance. What a shock. But now it's the Talayna Fortunato show. She has 3 minutes into the round of 20. 20 overhead squats, 20 chest-to-bar pull-ups. I don't think she's going to finish, to be honest. Now it's about how many reps can I get.
She is going to put that number on the leaderboard and be #1 right here. And she just wants to get every single rep she can.
Talayna just as steady as she was in round 1, and now we'll see the first time she breaks. You can tell it's a lot hard. It's hard to just go head-to-head because you're pacing off the athlete in front of you, not a whole field like you would see at regionals or the CrossFit Games. But now you are one person all by yourself in this just cave of pain. For what? For a rep count you don't know how it's going to stack up later.
And that's the thing. She doesn't know, and she's not going to want to do this workout again. A second break here in overhead squats. You can see the fatigue in her face. She doesn't want to pick up that bar from going unbroken and now seeing 2 breaks. That's huge, Chase.
Talayna will have to get to 300 reps in the top part, middle of your screen. That's your rep count. 300 means she's done, and she'll move to chest bar pull-ups. And that'll do it.
It's everything she has now, Chase. She's going to break this up, and she's going to try to get as many as she can. But she's going to have to go to that dark place here.
She's been very consistent with her pacing. She broke in round number 2, which we weren't sure how that was going to fare for her later. Well, it's fared pretty well. We have 90 seconds left in the round of 6. She's about 4 reps in. It just comes to what can you do? Just scratch, claw, get to the finish.
And you know, this is Talayna's second time at a CrossFit Open announcement. And last year she went head-to-head with Kristen Clever, and she did not win. I think she wants a little redemption here, and this is great for her. She's getting the spotlight right now, and it's all on her. She's going to just enjoy it and soak up every rep she can.
She is. She's back in front of her hometown. All eyes on Talayna Fortunato. 11 reps out of the 20 she needs before she can go back to the bar. If every single rep, she is setting and raising the bar for the rest of the world.
And what a sign of what this workout is doing. These are your top athletes with chest-to-bar pull-ups, and Talayna is doing singles. This workout is just evil.
Evil indeed. Thank you to Dave Castro. 14.2, 30 seconds away, and 4 reps. Can Talayna get off this pull-up bar and squeeze out just a few more overhead squats? We've seen every rep can mean the difference between 10 to 20 places at this level.
And the crowd is behind her right now.
She has 2 to go with 10 seconds left.
And even with this, she's keeping that pace off the bar, right back up.
And Talayna Fortunato takes open 14.2 over Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet with an unofficial score with 320 reps.
What a performance. She stayed solid and consistent all the way through. Stuck to her strategy, it worked, it paid off, and you could see she's beat up here at the end of the workout.
What an effort by Talayna and Camille. And let me just say that number again, 320 reps, which means she did 160 chest-to-bar pull-ups and overhead squats. What a tremendous effort by both athletes here.
It is just ridiculous. Their fitness levels, their ability to do that, given especially too that they just found out the workout, and with that kind of workout, it's not something you just go right out there and you just hit it. You have to have that strategy. They're smart athletes. Talayna's super smart to break that up and learn where to go with her strategy and come out on top.
You can't overstate how amazing it is to take a unknown workout with maybe 6 to 8 minutes of time to just process, not just process about what's about to happen, but how they got through this. So a testament to these games athletes. Well, for Tanya, I'm Chase Ingram. Now, for more coverage and commentary from our athletes, we'll be back.
There's a revival happening, a reinvestment in American ingenuity, a return to manufacturing at the local level, where real success is measured in the jobs you create, in the quality of your craftsmanship. It has everything to do with doing things the right way, the way things used to be done, all in an honest day's work.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just catching our breath from 14.2. Kiki Dixon had one of the best seats in the house, and now she's standing by with Camille.
Miami, you brought the heat to 14.2. I'm here with Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet. They love you. How does this atmosphere affect what you're doing out there?
It's a lot more fun than doing it. It's more fun than doing it by yourself at your gym. Like, this is cool.
I can only imagine. We're going to be having some replay footage of the overhead squats. This is your last round. It looks like this is where you slow down, and then you were looking at your hands as well. What was going on there?
I started ripping, and I was just telling myself to suck it up and keep going. I don't know. Nothing was going through my head, really. It was just pick it up and keep going. It just started to be very hard, but that's it.
And you're giving 14.2 another shot?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
All right, awesome job out here. Ladies and gentlemen, Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet!
Guys, I've got with me the young lady who's sitting on top of the leaderboard right now, Talayna Fortunato. So Talayna, last year you did fantastic in your open pairing as well, but it was a lot different. You were at Boulder at altitude. How did it feel different doing this one here in Florida at home?
I like the crowd, my Florida crowd. That helps. Yeah.
So it looked like you were the one going through that emotional deal. When we're coming up on the 15th minute, you didn't know if you really wanted to get that. What were you thinking right at the 15th minute when you knew Camille wasn't going to go on to the next round with you?
Oh no, I was pacing it out. Like, okay, I have enough time. I'm going to get there. But I knew I couldn't go unbroken on the pull-ups anymore. It was just gone.
So can you tell us about the pacing scheme from the get-go? What was your plan as soon as you heard Dave's announcement?
Well, my plan was, because we got to rest, just the first round's unbroken, and then see what it feels like from there. And then I quickly found out that I needed to break the pull-ups, but not the overhead squats.
Well, it was an amazing showing. Congratulations. Thank you for the show. And guys, Talayna Fortunato. Dave Castro, that looked painful, my friend. How are you feeling about the outcome of 14.2?
I'm really happy with how it played out. We wanted to do something that was a little stronger, sent a stronger message than 14.1. 14.1 was easy and accessible and everyone could do. 14.2 quickly becomes difficult for a lot of people. And last year's workout that was similar to this would have been 13.5. This was similar but very different in that the reps climb. And what we're going to see here is more people like me and you, more average people, be able to get into the second and third round rather than in 13.5 last year. A lot of people got stopped after that 4 minutes and couldn't get to advance. This year, a few more people would advance, but it'll quickly fall on top of you like a brick building, and then you're just done. And so that breaking point for a lot of people is going to be interesting to see. For some, it'll be physical. For others, it'll potentially be mental. And this is going to be a cool one to sit back and watch and do and see how it levels out the leaderboard in this after this week.
For sure, for sure. Dave, how about Miami, dude?
How about Miami? Thank you very much for Miami. You guys are great. Nick and I am CrossFit Cool. Nick and Mike, thank you guys for being great hosts. This facility has been amazing. DJ Irie, thank you for spinning for us. We've had fun, and we will love to come back to Miami again for another event. Thank you.